Hell yeah, how's everybody doing today? My name is Alan Roberts. Friday episode. I thought we would make it both a fun and mean one. Shall we do that? But today we're going to talk about how super fat people are fully delusional or fully insane in their denial. I get a lot of clips throughout the course of the week, and I just wanted to like put them all together and just give my like talking points on a few of them because, very frankly, this is just some insane shit. It's truly nuts. And I don't even know how to approach it, but I did also want to announce, and I'll be talking about this multiple times throughout the course of this, that my lovely wife and I have decided, since so many people are having a hard time this holiday season already watching their food, that we would offer a coaching block special. We had gotten away from offering anything but month to month just because it makes it easier for us. But we are going to offer a 4-month block of coaching for $80 a month, a little less than $80 a month. And it is right here. You should check this out because, very frankly, we are we want to help everybody as we can, but we don't like doing the necessarily huge discounts anymore. But let's get this on right here. Boom. And in Rumble, just in case. Now, the way this works, just so you guys know, it's daily communication, weekly video conferences. You can be coached, and there's a link there to be just coached by Crystal, or you can be coached by Crystal and myself. And we are looking forward to helping as many people this holiday season to not only stay healthy, but get healthier through the next couple months. It is crucial. Most people gain 10 to 20 pounds every holiday season. And then in between the holiday seasons, they only lose about 5 to 10 of it. So most people end up gaining like 5 pounds a year every single year. 10 years down the road, you're 50 pounds overweight. 20 years down the road, you're 100 pounds overweight. And we can help people not only stay healthy and not gain the weight, but hopefully build some better lifestyle habits, healthy habits. It's 4 months. So we are looking forward to working with a bunch of you in a way that we can help you build a healthier lifestyle that you can hopefully then take on for the rest of it. We focus on satiation, satisfaction, appropriate fitness level activity. We want you to be able to enjoy every holiday festivity and just be able to plan it in and plan around it. That way you're not going off of a diet. You're just planning in some indulgences into a healthy lifestyle. And that is the key. So you can check those links out in the comment section, and I'm going to put it in the pinned comment. And in fact, as a matter of fact, let me pin comment this right now. I'll pin it and then I'll do it again. Boom, right there. And I'll pin it in Rumble also and put it one more time. And today, hey, Jake, what's happening, buddy? But today we're going to talk about fucking crazy ass people. I don't even know where to begin, but why not begin with one of the most annoying fucking people I think ever existed? Let me see if I can get it to work. Window, boom, share. They won't let me share it. What the fuck? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Give me one more second. I got to do it a different way, apparently. This worked the last time, so I'm just going to keep doing it this way. And earlier this week, Somoma Beach. There we go. There it is. So we're just going to do this. So I'll be talking for a couple minutes while I'm trying to get this to work. I'm basically just filling the air, as we say. Okay, give me one sec. Oh. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. There we go. That's it. Mr. Unprepared here. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's not. We can't do the file format. What the fuck is going on here? All right, so I'm going to have to go find these motherfuckers. It's crazy shit. Boom, boom, boom. Anywho, say hi to everybody else in the comments section. Michelle, if you need help, Alan and Crystal, we're on it. Michelle G, thank you very much. If you need help, Alan and Crystal, we'll be honest. I cannot thank them enough for their help, and I will always cheer with others. Thank you very, very, very much. That is amazing. We appreciate it. Hello to you. Alan versus technology. That's a very serious problem. It really is. Sometimes. Lady Hawk. I highly recommend getting their coaching at the beginning of 2023. I lost 30 pounds, kept it off, and really helped me reframe how I view food. That is awesome. Thank you also very, very much. You were prepared. The system wasn't. That's what we're going to go with, Sheeny Beanie. We're going to go with that, with this right here. We're going to go with I was prepared. They just weren't. So let me try another thing here, because this is pissing me off. It's an MP4 file. It should be able to get pulled through this. Okay, let me try it. Okay, let's see if this works one more time. Wait. Can you guys hear it? See it? Maybe not. Crazy. I do not know what's going on with it, but we can figure something else out. I hope. All right. Until then, put some questions in until I get this working, because I plan on being on for a little bit today. So it's crazy how the year is almost over. I know, it's insane. Absolutely crazy. Oh, Venetia, thank you very much. The same. I adore them. We appreciate you very much, very, very, very much. This is AL Rachel. Hey, Alan, what's your opinion of the carnivore diet? The carnivore diet is an amazing diet to help with everything from obesity to sugar addiction, those sorts of things. I personally eat pretty protein forward. I still take in yogurt, which a lot of carnivores consider it still carnivore. I don't know how, or they consider it keto. I don't, whatever. But I have some berries and stuff like that, and I'll eat anything that the wife grows from the garden. But I honestly, I think it's a very good thing. People should start looking at it as almost like a prescription type diet to help with type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes. If you have any type of insulin resistance, carnivore is amazing. And I've known a lot of people that just live carnivore, like they just absolutely live in a carnivore fashion, and they flourish. So if you have any trouble with carbs, you got to, like, especially if it like ultra processed carbs, you kind of got to accept the fact that shit's going to have to leave your life. Like if you're 400 pounds and it's because you keep falling back from ice cream or pizza or something like that, it's just time to kind of admit that like that shit's going to kill you and you need to get away from it. So what exercises help strengthen the lower tummy? The ones that I can incorporate. I like leg lifts. I like leg lifts, lay flat on your back, hand on your butt, and just leg lifts, hold them up, hold it at a 45-degree angle. That's what I do. When I say that's what I do, that's what Crystal has me do, because Crystal is my coach. Let me see if I can get this working in a different way. This is really annoying. Really, really annoying. So let me try something else here. Okay, so let me see if you guys will be able to do this. So I downloaded it in a different way. So let me see if I can work this out. Nope, that didn't go either. All right. I'm just baffled. My computer is just not wanting to play these. It's like they know that I'm going to be saying something. It's like, So they want to make sure that I can't. And the file is too large. Unbelievable. Okay. So I believe I'm going to go do this. There we go. Okay. We got it. We're about to kick it, and we're going to be upsetting some people. This is our friend J-Bay. By friend, I'm sure she hates my fucking guts. And I'm not really that fond of her either, because frankly, she is a fucking horrible ass fucking person, demanding young brat of a fucking human being that thinks everything should be fucking handed to her, that we should make special compensation because she, in fact, is a fucking pig of a person. I said it. What now? Look at how she stares into the camera as if she's like hot or something. We've got to stop doing this to these people. Like, somebody has lied to this woman way too fucking much. If you watch her, I got to make sure that there's no sound on, because she purposely puts shit to try to get you fucking stricken. But like the model walk, like you barely can walk. It's just, I don't even, oh, I'm sorry I'm doing this to you guys. Anyway, let's see the fatties. These women, this podcast is some of the most hilarious, unironic comedy. Like, they have no idea how fucking funny that they are without trying to be funny. It's almost, it's amazing. Dessert Wars. Well, this is where you should not be when you are fucking hundreds of fucking pounds overweight. I mean, the one girl's like a 5 fucking X or something like that. This is the last place you should be at. The absolute last fucking place you should be. But of course, it's where they're gonna be, because that's what they want to fucking do. It's so bizarre to me. Like, why are you celebrating how you look? And I know, like, oh, she got to love herself and everything like that. If she loved herself, she'd be really, really fucking pissed at what she's done to herself. I mean, no shit. If she loved herself, if she actually loves herself, she'd be really fucking pissed at what she's done to herself. This is next level fucking fucked up. Like, it's just like society's openly lying to these folks about, like, you know, their state, their where they're at. Like, you're not being discriminated against. You're choosing to opt out. You know that, right? Like, you're choosing to opt out. What the fuck?
See me gyrate on stage. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, it was something it was so freeing. And like, I want to get.
Now, don't get me wrong. Dance however you want to dance, wear whatever you want to wear, but don't expect society to not like look at you like, holy shit, that's fucked up. Like, it's very strange, like that, because that's the issue. Like, you do what you want to do, but if you put yourself out there, the public has a right to discourse. The public has a right to speak on it. And if you're a 400-pound woman and you're trying to dance seductively, prepare yourself, because you are gluttoning yourself to hugeness, to sickness. You're harming yourself every day, and then you're celebrating it. And of course, that is going to, you know, in the real world that we used to live in before this dimensional shift that caused it so that, you know, we don't even know what a fucking woman is, that's going to be a problem, you know?
I think, like, at this point in my life, I would not survive without some sort of fat community. Like, we have a little group chat.
That just means you're very fucking weak. If you can't survive with just you and your close group of people, your family unit, you're fucking weak as fuck. If you need a support group of people who are hurting themselves in the same way you're hurting yourself, that's not even healthy. That is a bunch of, like, that's like having a bunch of alcoholics get together and drink at the bar every day. Like, oh, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd feel horrible about my actual actions that are harming myself on a daily basis. Right? Like a bunch of alcoholics get together and they are, fucking up their health. They all are on medications because of their health that's derived from their drinking. And they get together and they're like, thank goodness I'm here with you guys, because you guys don't judge me for my self-harm and just let me be and live my life the fullest I can be. Now let's all drink ourselves into a stupor so we're all late for work tomorrow. It's the same fucking feeling.
Of me and my fat friends that like go to college with me, and it's like, guys, like, need a fat day ASAP.
Oh my God,
this is too much. Yeah, but like
I need a fat day. Get the fuck out of here. You need a gym day. You need a nutrition seminar day.
My freshman roommate, who I'm still roommates with, is fat, and like we wear the same size, and it was like the first time that I got to like trade clothes with someone, which like look at that face. Like, look how she's like, oh, it's so amazing.
Like trade clothes with someone.
Like, you think that's a good idea? You guys should be trading like whole food recipes on how to lose hundreds of fucking pounds. That would be constructive. Not you guys like, oh, it's so sweet that, you guys, exchanged car covers that you need to wear as dresses. Like, what the fuck is going on with society? It's just these people are so delusional.
In high school, felt very isolated just because like I was more often than not like the biggest person in the room. Yeah. And then like other people
it's sad what's sad is that it's high school. So that's actually your parents' fault. Okay. So, but I'm going to say this, just because your parents abused you your entire life with food or neglected you your entire life with food doesn't mean that once you become an adult, you don't take personal responsibility for that shit and fix it. And then address your parents like, hey, you guys could have done better by me instead of letting me be 400 fucking pounds, But instead, you like this, like they know it's bad for them too. It's just weird,
What I love about this film is that like, yes, it's about being fat, but it never made me feel bad for being fat.
Yeah.
And
you should feel bad for being fat. You should not feel good about it. Like that's another thing too. People are like, I shouldn't have to feel bad about my choices. If your choices are harming you, and then also by being a part of society, negatively affecting society, you should feel shitty about it. I keep hearing this bullshit like fat. There's no morality to food. There's no morality to being fat. Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's immoral to be fat. Like you are selfish, greedy. I mean, it's not even a question. You are arrogant because you think that you are owed, that you deserve more resources than other people because you're fat and you use more resources than other people. It is completely immoral to be morbidly obese and not trying. If you're morbidly obese and you're doing your best and trying, it is not easy. I applaud you. We have coaching. We will help you. But to just sit back and try to claim like, you're happy the way you are, well, great, that's fine, but you fucking up society. It's not even a question. I just did a video a little earlier, and we're actually going to if I can, I can do that actually here. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Okay, here we go. This was filmed just a couple minutes ago. So give me a second. Now, this video is how I could save us trillions of dollars in shared healthcare expenditure a year. This is going to upset a lot of people. And my response always is, I don't give a fuck. But how to save trillions of dollars a year for American citizens and incentivize taking personal responsibility for your individual health.
To
everybody listen to the ugly guy.
One of the reasons why healthcare is so expensive in America, and afterwards, I'll give my solution.
In a day as a fatty. I started to.
I can't so you're proud of being fat. You're proud of being fat. She seems pretty young, so her parents have been incredibly fucking horrible. It's abusive. If you raise a child that is old enough to have a job and they're happy to be a fatty, you have fucking failed. You've absolutely fucking failed. And if your child eats the way this young lady is about to fucking eat, you've again failed as a parent. You're a horrible ass parent. You should fucking know that. And I'd say that to your fucking face, because it's not like your child has problems with food and you have not, like, there's no trying here apparently, because she's just like completely immersing herself in self-destruction. Because watch this shit.
In a day as a fatty. I started the day off with a bowl of cereal and then walked to work. And on my way to work, I had a granola bar. Once I got to work, I had ice cream because I work at an ice cream shop and we can have as much as we want, which is so dangerous. And I know that. But then I was packing up my shift item to take home. I got brownies some more with Butterfinger pieces. That night we went to a Twins game where I had a hot dog with ketchup and some French fries, which were bussin'. Once I got home, I had one of those Jojo, Momo, whatever the chocolate cupcake things are, and a large Diet Coke, French fries, and a Big Mac to finish out the night. Good.
You see in America. So I'll do this for the ugly dude, and then I'm gonna get to something here real quick. We have shared healthcare expenditure about $4.5 trillion, and we are a country that is $35 trillion in debt. You think that type of yearly expenditure would be looked at by a country that goes another $1 trillion in debt just about every 100 days, right? So we could at least try to look at what we can control. Well, what we can control is lifestyle-driven chronic illness and mental illness, and that accounts for about 90% of that $4.5 trillion. So anywhere between $3.5 and $4 trillion a year is from people eating themselves, drinking themselves, or smoking themselves into chronic illness that then we all participate in the care of. So my suggestion is that if you have eaten yourself, drank yourself, or smoked yourself into chronic illness, say you're 350 pounds and you develop type 2 diabetes, we give you 90 days to fix that shit, or you have to come out of your own pocket for all your treatment. It shouldn't impact other people's lives if you don't want to participate in your health. Like, your health should not impact other people's lives monetarily, socially, anything like that, if you refuse to fucking participate in your own health. I said it. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fucking what the fuck it was. I don't know why people can't see this. Mac, bruv. Why do you care about their size so much? I agree it's bad for your health, but you're obsessed. Everybody should be obsessed there, Mac. Bruv. Fucking bruv. You fucking weird ass, fucking pussy ass bitch. But everybody should be concerned because, very frankly, it affects everybody. Just as I said, $4.5 trillion in total healthcare expenditure, not to mention the $3.5 to $4 trillion that we all have to participate in through insurance rates and taxes, because that is shared healthcare expenditure. And people that just have no fucking care about their own health and then eat themselves, drink themselves, or smoke themselves into chronic illness, that's privileged, disgusting fucking display of arrogance. Like, you're greedy as fuck, right? But everybody should be obsessed with this. Like, there is nothing that leads to more death, burden. It's bad for the fucking planet, for the ecosystem. It's bad for everything for people to be this fat in this large of numbers. It is bad for everybody. Everybody should be obsessed with this. Unless we make America healthy again, we will never be a great country. And I don't care who's sitting in the Oval Office. As long as we have people gluttoning themselves and then expecting the rest of society to help pay for it, we will not be great. We will be weak, and we will keep getting weaker. The thing about it is we are a very weak nation to begin with right now, and anybody that doubts that has not been paying attention. We could be defeated by China shutting off the flow of raw materials for our pharmaceuticals in like 3 months. They could just shut off the flow of it. Probably 30 or 40 million Americans would pass away because they couldn't get their pharmaceutical medication, when we have 60% of America on at least one daily pharmaceutical and 40-some% on at least 2 or more, when 90% plus of the population is metabolically unhealthy. If China were to shut off the 95% of the raw materials for pharmaceuticals to America just for a few months, people would be fucked. Fucked. It is a national security threat. We can't even get enough people to get into our military. It is a national security threat. It is an ecological threat. And it is, in fact, a public health emergency. Everybody should be concerned about this. We, just a few years ago, freaked out over a fucking cold. And that, like, doesn't even come close to what obesity does to people. Not even close. Because if you take obesity out of the factor, you know, if we counted obesity deaths the same way we counted COVID deaths, it would be in the millions some a year, every year for decades now. It's silly to even think we shouldn't be concerned about it. You just want to be a dick and not care about these people's lives. You just want to be a dick and not give a fuck. Like, everybody should be obsessed about this. Everybody should wake up and tell your fat friends, hey, what can I do to help you to lose weight? Everybody should be doing something about this. Every single person should be doing something about this. If we don't face this problem right now, we are already over the tipping point. Do you think that a lot of these people that I just showed you that are 350, 400 fucking pounds in their mid to late 20s, you think they're going to make it to 50? You think they're going to make it to my age? I'm 53 years old. Most of the people that I'm talking about right now will never, ever, ever see my age, ever. Think about that. You cannot spend 40 years of, like, the first 35, 40 years of your life morbidly obese and expect not to die. It just, statistically speaking, it does not at all make sense. To try to ignore this in any way, to ignore these issues, to not call it out, is evil, right? I get labeled as, like, you're obsessed, you're the mean guy. I'm nicer to these people than anybody that tells them that they're fine. I am vastly nicer to any of these people than anybody that tells them that they are fine, period. Nobody can ever convince me any differently, because, very frankly, telling a morbidly obese person that they're fine is evil. Like, just straight the fuck up evil. It's horrible to do something like that. It's horrible to do something like that. It's all relatively fun and games when you're young and it hasn't hit you, but then you drop like flies after 30 and 40. Exactly what I was saying. Kind of agree with the bulk of this guy's points, but I just don't understand what effect it has on anyone's lives. You don't understand the effect that obesity has on anyone's lives? Were you not paying attention when I talked about the shared healthcare expenditure burden? You realize that just by the overconsumption of food, it drives food prices up because supply and demand is an actual economic fucking reality? Like, if you don't see how a huge portion of the population being obese doesn't affect everybody's life, maybe you're just fucking stupid. I mean, I understand critical thinking isn't really a thing that we do nowadays, but that means to me, like, if you don't see how 50% plus of the population being obese or morbidly obese is a negative thing for us, when it costs more money, is bad for the environment, makes it so we can't even put enough people into our military, when it drives the prices of food, pharma, and healthcare through the fucking roof. Like, if you can't see this, I don't even know why you're commenting here, because normally smart people comment in my fucking comment section. So have a good day. It's just wild that you don't think it affects everybody. Like, you talk about fucking idiocy. My God. I can feel the cavities forming and all the sugar. I mean, it was horrible, right? Watching her, that was horrible. Mo. What's up, Mo? Michelle G. This was exactly how I ate when I believed that fat acceptance BS. I'm embarrassed now, but it's true. And then you came to us, and now you're doing great. Killing it. Mo. Obesity has a major impact on national economics by reducing productivity and life expectancy and increasing disability and healthcare costs. Very good. But again, it also increases the cost of food and everything like that too. It's the overconsumption is not a good thing. It's just not. It's a very, very, very bad thing. But excellent. And by the way, everybody go follow Mo. Yeah, this is exactly true. It's also just like it's also just the caring things to do. It's like saying, why do you care about addicts? No shit. No shit. No shit. Sarah, how are you doing? I'm about to be 53 and pharma free. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Alan, you are telling the truth here. Thank you very much. Does he not understand how healthcare insurance works in general? I don't believe he does. I don't believe so. I believe he's a fat fuck that is just like, oh, why are you making me feel bad about myself? Oh, I feel so bad because you're calling these people fat and I'm fat too. Oh my God, stop judging me. And I don't know why he's a valley girl all of a sudden, but that's what the ADHD voices told me. This is horrible, and I'm very sorry to hear this. Lost my dad and my mom within 2 years of each other because of them not being aware of their health. I'm very sorry to hear that. Very, very, very sorry to hear that, Sarah. That's horrible. That's just not a good thing. So give me one more second. Let's hop over to this, and we are going to go to one of my faves. Well, not my fave, but. Oh, maybe it's not on here. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So, everybody get ready to be lectured by somebody that has no fucking idea how fucked up they are. This is Samira.
To be real about body positivity. So much of the body positive content that.
Hi, Samira. I'm the guy that you tried to get kicked off the internet by reporting me to fucking NASM, and I laughed at you, and then you had to block me everywhere because your fans realized that they couldn't do shit to me because you're fucking nobody. Anyway, this is Samira, and she has some words to say that we don't talk enough about, apparently.
That we see is just as this person described. Thinner people contorting their bodies to reassure themselves and others that they're not actually fat. They just need to fix.
Well, people shouldn't want to be fat. People should definitely be trying not to be fat. It is actually a bad thing to be fat. You should wake up and, grow up,
Their posture, or try again from a different angle. For them, it's a quick fix, a before and after. But for myself and other fat people, it is our now. And let me be clear.
It's your chosen now. It is what you choose to be your now. It is what you absolutely choose to have be your, in fact, now. You have chosen this every fucking day for a long time. You've been an adult for, I think she's like 26 or something like that. You've been an adult for 8 years. For 8 years, you have chosen to basically face fuck yourself with food on a daily basis and then pretend like the world should, in fact, cater around you. You're a privileged little fucking spoiled ass brat that thinks she's entirely smarter than what she actually is. Which, by the way, Samira, if you think you're so smart because you went to Harvard, I would love to debate you live. It would be very, very, very fun to make you look like a fucking moron because that's what you are.
I am not saying that smaller people can't have insecurities. Of course they can. Anybody can. But what this should force us to realize, if we don't already, is that fat phobia affects everyone.
Fat phobia is a made-up term for people like you, so you can try to take a moral high ground against other people when in fact they're telling you the truth that you are just a gluttonous pig. Have a good day.
Regardless of their size. Some people's biggest fear is to look like me because
It should be. It should be. Some people, everybody should be terrified to look like her. Terrified. If you know anybody that looks like her, you should be terrified for them. They have a very serious problem that they are likely in very serious denial about, especially her, because she thinks it's a good thing how she looks. Like she thinks she's rocking it. Like she thinks she's the fucking cat's meow, In fact, she is fucking enormous and likely not going to live to 50. I mean, reality exists. And people should be terrified to be that morbidly obese. People should be terrified to be morbidly obese at all. It is unbelievably bad for you. It weakens you to the frailty of an elderly person. It weakens you so much that you could be in your 30s and, you know, instead of being fit and lean and out in the sun and getting plenty of hydration and shit like that, and not even worried about a cold, it could be like a cold could take you to fuck out because you've eaten yourself to the frailty of an elderly person. Because one more time, being fat is 100% of the time unhealthy for you. Constant state of inflammation, heart being overworked every single beat it fucking works, and beating more times in a day than what it would fucking need to. It's bad for your knees, load-bearing joints, connective tissue, cartilage. One, from the extra weight. Two, from the state of inflammation you're in. It causes cognitive decline, executive function of the brain decline, neuroinflammation. It causes the gray matter of your brain to actually shrink. It is one of the leading causes of Alzheimer's, and it is definitely one of the leading causes of cardiovascular disease. One more time, due to the constant state of inflammation you're in. It is one of the, it's what's the predecessor of what becomes type 2 diabetes, because the way you glutton yourself constantly with normally ultra processed foods cause your pancreas to fucking basically shoot out more insulin than your body can possibly need. So your body becomes insulin resistant, and then you develop non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So yeah, I would say that people should be fucking terrified to look like you. Terrified. Terrified. And you either are stupid or in denial if you're not. Just saying. You're either stupid or in denial if you're not.
Know exactly how differently they will be treated by their family, their friends, their coworkers, strangers, clothing brands. And no amount of twisting, slouching, and turning is going to change that. Body positivity?
Yeah, but you could lose weight. This woman's parents are both thin. You could lose weight. That would change that. You're expecting society to be happy that you're disproportionately burdening all of us. Fuck that. Lose fucking weight. What the fuck's wrong with you? Instead of acting like you deserve something, which you deserve nothing. You are already consuming more than you deserve, and it is then causing you to consume more resources than you deserve. You are not more important than people, but fat people are basically stating to the rest of society that they feel they are so important that they should eat more food, and that food can then negatively affect them to the point where they burden us even more because they need to take more health care. That is reality. It is obese privilege. There is no such thing as fat phobia, but there is definitely obese privilege. Definitely. All right. Let's do some Q&A, and then we'll get out of here. And by the way, Mac, if you want to join me live right now, you're more than welcome. I will put the link in the fucking thing here. Boom. All right. All right. Let's see. The body will only compensate for so long, and then preventable disease will sit in. That's exactly it. I mean, that's my biggest beef. It's like, why are we trying to deny that this is all bullshit? By the way, here's where you can get the coaching one more time, since I got people on here now. That is daily communication, weekly video conferences. We adjust your lifestyle bit by bit by bit. We help form healthier habits. We focus on satiation, satisfaction, appropriate fitness level activity. If you are having trouble with your habits, if you have a food that you keep going back to, like you'll do well and then you go back to it, we can help you with that. If you have sugar addiction, we definitely can help you with that. This is what we've done for years and years and years. Best-selling weight loss author. My wife is my coach. I've lost 100 pounds myself and kept it off. So we look forward to working with you. I wonder how many actual disabled folks would be this delusional if there was a clear solution to making their health better. That's the thing. Like, you don't think somebody that has a spinal cord injury, if they could just eat their way out of it, if they could just diet or exercise their way out of it, you don't think they fucking would? That's an actual disability. But these people want to act like we should support them as if they're disabled by their own fucking hands. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. So, Mac, you still here? You still here? You apparently we're not smart enough to decipher what I was talking about. So if you want to come on live, and you'd have to show your face, of course. Come on live. We can have a live discussion about it. Oh, I think Mac left. Damn it, Mac. Damn it. Why you got to run? I find it rewarding that I had to buy clothes because I shrunk myself. That's a fucking win. Everybody congratulate. Everybody congratulate. That's outstanding. That is out goddamn standing. All right. Lady Hawk. Anybody have any Q&A for me? Anybody have any Q&A? Eating healthy and exercising doesn't make us bulletproof. Sometimes we need medication and medical attention. That's true, absolutely. But that's what medical attention should be for: is acute injury or acute illness, not for chronic illness. Frankly, healthcare is not adequately educated or equipped to treat chronic illness. Healthcare, like your MD, it's amazing to me. Like, I keep asking these questions and nobody can keep coming up with it. Like on Twitter, the MFACO on Twitter, I keep asking these questions. What makes a medical doctor qualified to prescribe medications for depression? I mean, what makes it, you know? This overlaps so much with the childhood vaccine argument too. The childhood vaccines, I'm not even going to get into because, very frankly, YouTube will take me down. But we can talk about that. We talk about it at length on Evening Rants. Mark and I do. Mark will be back Monday. It's insane. The more I look into it, why do we subscribe to doctors for healthy people? Medical attention should be acute, just like Alan says. Yeah, it should be for acute injury only. Acute injury, acute sickness only. Like, frankly, everybody should be able to read their own blood work. Like, you should get your blood work done like once every 6 months or so. You should be able to read it. You should be able to understand it. It's your body. Like, if you don't understand how your body works, get there. Like, that's what we should actually teach, you know? But it's so ridiculous. And again, I don't know how doctors, like, why do doctors prescribe Ozempic? What makes a doctor qualified to prescribe Ozempic? What makes a doctor qualified to prescribe anything for any chronic metabolic disorder, right? If they don't know how to prevent it or treat it nutritionally, they shouldn't be, if they're not trained in that aspect also, if that's not the first line of defense, they shouldn't be just giving metformin out like chiclets, which they do. They put people on metformin for everything. Metformin has a lot of serious side effects, and it's probably something that is not going to be taken well for like dozens of years. You know, so when you put a 20-year-old on metformin and then you expect them to live to 75, you know, 55 years on metformin, unlikely. Highly, 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 highly unlikely. If you can get them off it, which, by the way, if you are on metformin, if your doctor says you need to go on metformin because you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, I highly suggest you try out Alchemy first. I'm not saying not to go on metformin. I'm saying, why not try a natural alternative first that has, in clinical human studies, been shown to help reverse prediabetes and diabetes. There is NC2, which is a seaweed extract that has been shown to reverse, in human clinical trials, prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, help increase insulin sensitivity, help lower your blood pressure, help lower your triglycerides, help level out the HDL to LDL ratio. Why not try that first? It can be getting at ambrosiacollective.com. You can use code Evening Rants. I appreciate it. And you should just go from there. You really, really should. But why are they able to treat it? Like, then they put people on Ozempic, and like, what makes you qualified to help people like with a lifestyle driven thing? Like, Ozempic is basically something that will get people to eat less. Don't like all the miracle shit they're attributing to it. Like, it helps with this, it helps with this. All that shit happens because it helps you to lose weight in not that healthy of a fashion, right? Like, oh, it helps prevent heart attacks. Yeah, because you're not as fat as fuck as you were. You're still pretty fat. Like, if you're a 300-pound person and you normally lose about 50 pounds at maximum on Ozempic, that's the average. That's the mean. You know, it still leaves you at 300 fucking pounds. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. At what point of tired do you push yourself to go to the gym, or just take it easy for the day, or does that exist? Yes, I will. If I'm extremely tired, like if I've had an insomnia for like 3 days in a row, I'll skip a workout. But I normally try to get at least a walk in. I try to get some activity in just to keep the blood flowing, and it will help me sleep and everything like that too. But if I'm very fatigued or I'm very sore or something like that, I won't work out because I don't want to risk the injury. And there's a certain thing about, like, and we do this in our coaching too, everything needs to be enjoyable. Like, you need to like the food you're eating. You need to not feel restricted, because that's why we train people to have a weekly indulgence, and we help them plan it in so they're not going off of their plan or off of their whatever. They're just planning in an indulgence, and then we help them prepare before and after, so the cravings that might come from the indulgence aren't as big of a deal, right? So same thing with activity though. Like, activity, you should like what you're doing. Like, you should always like it. If you feel like, God damn, I got to go fucking work out. Fuck, I got to go work out. Don't do that workout. Like, find something different to do. Go for a walk, go for a swim, like something like vigorously clean your house for 30 minutes, moving around your house. That's activity. Like, but I wouldn't say you should ever have a day where you just sit the fuck down, because we're human beings, and that never happened unless you were very sick, evolutionarily speaking. But I do think that, you know, if you're very tired, why risk going to the gym and lifting weights, or going to the gym and doing whatever you do, when in fact it could lead to injury, or you just not liking it all that much, and then building a negative connotation with exercise. So that's a great question, and thank you very much. They just need to make it old enough to learn that obesity is horrible. The young obese is way different than the old obese. Very, because there's a big difference too. Like, one of the things that there used to be called the obesity paradox. And about 2 years ago, it was completely debunked, because the obesity paradox showed that sometimes it wasn't even that bad for you to be obese. And like, it depends, you know, hey, like, sometimes in some cases, especially if the person gets like a wasting disease, like meaning they get something that's going to cause them to shed a lot of body weight, that they'd be better off than a thin person, right? Once they stratified it for how long the person had been obese, it became very clear that being morbidly obese for decades is the thing. So normally what used to happen is people didn't start even putting on weight until they were in their mid to late 40s. And then if you saw a fat person that was in their 60s, they didn't live that long, right? Because they're already kind of getting older, and they're immunocompromised to begin with, and then they get fat on top of it, and it just works against the immunocompromisation. It goes even from there, right? But then now we're realizing that we have people that are morbidly obese from the time they're like, 6. Like, if you're morbidly obese by the time you're 6 and you make it to 30, your life is, first of all, going to be fucking torture. Like, just absolutely fucking torture. And then secondly, it's not going to be much longer. Like 40, like if you're morbidly obese for 30 plus years, your life is objectively fucking horrible and painful, embarrassing as fuck, and frankly, not long. It's not much longer. It's just not. My MD helped me get off half of my medications. That's awesome. And there are some great doctors. I'm just saying, like, the training that they get in med school does not leave them qualified to treat metabolic disorders. It does not leave them qualified to treat obesity. And it definitely doesn't leave them qualified to treat psychiatric disorders. It definitely, like, your medical doctor, your PCP, prescribing you anything for depression is malpractice. On what criteria are they qualified to prescribe it? Like, what have they learned? Like, you come to them and say, well, I'm a little depressed, and they give you medication that could cause everything from fucking weight gain, more depression, suicidal ideation, bone leaching of calcium, liver damage, kidney damage. Like, there are every pharmaceutical you take in, this is where pharmaceuticals are not like supplements. Every pharmaceutical you take in has a side effect. Most supplements, the side effect is like you feel better, but every pharmaceutical you take has some sort of side effect. It is a foreign substance to the body. It is not something that we have normally ingested or anything like that. So it is just not that great of a thing, you know? Let's see. Recommendations for nutritious foods for someone 28 weeks pregnant with gestational diabetes and hypertension. Oh, geez. I would do my very, very best to avoid any processed foods, just to avoid any type of insulin and sugar spikes. And I would keep the carbohydrates pretty low. Maybe some rice in a day, some potato in a day. I'm not a medical professional, so you should talk to a dietitian that doesn't have blue hair, that specializes in gestational diabetes. Okay. Make sure that they don't have blue hair or the thing. Make sure they don't have that. Anybody that has any type of diabetes, I would suggest you get away from ultra processed foods as quickly as humanly possible. Limit your sugar to zero, your added sugar to zero, literally, and just focus on whole healthy foods. But always, as always, talk to your doctor. Let's see here. Jennifer Lowry. Down 215 pounds so far. That's a fucking hero right there. It's slowed down, but still losing. Looking forward to this, start the skin removal process this spring. I'll actually look how I feel then. I'm 6 feet. Great fucking job. Great fucking job, Jennifer. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I love your videos. Very motivational. Thank you. You see, people that aren't deep in their fucking fifis, that are in reality, that people that are based, they love my delivery. You know why? Because they realize it's true. They don't have that little thing like, oh, he must be lying because I hate him and he's saying true shit that makes me feel all kinds of bad feels about myself. But great fucking job. Great job, Jennifer. They don't have to realize that I also have to check my blood pressure and sugars through the day. I'm lucky they have stayed normal. Good for you. All right. Any other questions we got here? Oh, this is a good one. Alan, when I used to work as a pharmacy technician, there were parents coming in and picking up type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure medications for their children on a regular basis. That was years ago. And that's a bad sign. Type 2 diabetes is 90% preventable, something like that. 90% preventable or reversible by lifestyle. If your child is type 2 diabetic because you've fed them too much, that's abusive. It's straight up abuse, bar none. Like, I mean, I don't even know another way to put that. It's just fucking disgusting to me. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thank you for sharing, by the way. I like to think the amount of years you spend obese, you will double that, and that would be the amount of years you've lost compared to if you were obese. It depends on the age you start being obese and stuff like that. But I'm not going to argue with that at all, because that sounds pretty fucking pretty close to what's true. Hi, Alan. I was wondering if you could touch on why hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, long-term care facilities, etc., do not place obese long-stay patients on a diet with a caloric deficit, because they want you sick and they want you spending money. That's one of the reasons why I left that business. A customer cured is a customer lost for the healthcare industry. There's not a truer statement ever said. And they are heavily funded by the pharmaceutical industry. So they'd rather put you on more meds. Like, it was up until, I think it was like 2010 or 2011, something like that. Up until 2011, you could get a patient at a skilled nursing facility that was on 22 medications and nobody batted an eye. Then CMS made it so anything more than 9 medications flagged, right? Still 9 medications. But there'd be shit like, you sit in these care plans and like, oh, Mrs. Such and such is having a hard time sleeping, so we put her on this and blah, blah, blah. So they put her on a medication to help her sleep. Then they put her on a medication to help her wake up. Then they put her on a medication for the hypertension caused by those 2 medications. Then they put her on a cholesterol medication to combat the cholesterol buildup from the medication to stop with the hypertension. Then they put her on something for the pain. Then they put her on something for this. Then they put her on something for that. And then they put her on something to help stave off dementia because they're whatever. Now, this woman is eating a piece of cake and drinking almost a full pot of coffee to watch her shows with every single fucking night. And this is a true goddamn story, by the way. She's eating a piece of cake every night in her room, and she's drinking like a half a pot of coffee, leaded coffee, like meaning full caffeinated coffee. And then 20 minutes later, we're giving her something to help her fall asleep. So we take her off of we start giving her decaf, and instead of the cake, we have her eat a piece of fruit, right? And all of a sudden, she's falling asleep much, much, much easier. So we don't need to give her the medication to help her sleep. And then she doesn't need the medication to help her wake up because she's sleeping long and restful. And then because she doesn't not on either of those medications, her blood pressure normalizes and we take her off the blood pressure medication. And since we already have her off the blood pressure medication and the sleep medication and the basically speed to wake her up, now we can take her off of the blood pressure medication. And then next thing you know, cognitively, she improves because she's not on 5 different fucking medications running through her fucking system all the goddamn time. And we've lowered the amount of ultra processed foods that she has in her system. So that is something that they don't want to fucking hear. Because I just talked to you how they would lose out on roughly $2,000 a month in revenue from that woman. Reality exists. Thank you, by the way. Great question. Alan is so gentle and sweet when it's relevant. Shh. Ruin my fucking reputation. Can Noma be taken twice a day? It can be taken twice a day. I just don't know why you would need to take it twice a day. I don't think it gets any more effective the more you take it. It is already dosed to the human clinical trials for each of the ingredients. It is dosed with that amount of dosage. So I don't know why you'd want to take it. Now, if you're talking about splitting it up in the day, I've had people do that and say it works just as well. I I took mine a little earlier. I just like taking mine, all at once. So, but good question. I've been meeting with a dietitian, but figured I'd ask. No blue hair. No blue hair. Got it. That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, these are the last set of questions. I love your deliveries, refreshing as spring rain. Thank you very much. Can you explain insulin sensitivity? Yes, it's when your cells no longer recognize insulin. Your insulin is not working, so your body produces more of it. Basically, you flood your system so much, you have your pancreas create so much insulin that your body becomes resistant to it. And therefore, you are insulin resistant. Like it doesn't absorb into your cells. So therefore, nutrients don't absorb into your cells. And therefore, you are close to fucking death. That's the layman's explanation right there. Well, we have scientists, quote unquote, claiming that obesity for premenopausal women lowers likelihood of breast cancer. Idiocy. You know what lowers likelihood of breast cancer? Not getting mammograms. I know I said it, but first of all, mammograms only detect a kind of benign cancer for women. It's like the cancer that's not really going to kill you, right? But they are radiation, and that's one of the reasons why it used to be the very second a woman turned 40, you have to go get your mammogram, and they moved that to 45 because they figured out in the course of a woman's lifetime, they're probably going to give her cancer by the amount of radiation they're giving her if they give her regular mammograms from the age of 40. You can look it up. That's factual, period. I mean, like it is what it is. Alan and I don't agree on everything politically. Alan doesn't know who the fuck you are, so I don't why you're saying we don't agree as if we've had conversations. I have no idea who the fuck you are. It's weird when people do that shit. Me and you don't agree on this. No, I don't even give a fuck. You don't even exist to me. So if you don't agree with me, great. But saying that we don't agree on something, it's not like we sat down. Like the way you worded it is weird. But anyway, but his delivery is amusing, and I am tired of Gen X, tired of everyone being in their feelings, and society needs to get a grip. I agree, but when you say we don't agree on everything politically, I couldn't give a fuck what you agree on with me. So just so you know. Have a nice day. It's weird when people it's weird when people like form sentences like that. Like, well, I don't agree with Alan on this. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck. If you thought I gave a fuck if people agreed about me about that shit, do you think I'd still say that shit? I don't give a fuck at all whatsoever. I really don't. Oh yeah, once you start a lot of medications, you can't stop, and you have to have another medication to treat the side effects from another medication. That's the gambit. That's the gambit. It really is. Olivia Johnson. My family was pushing me to start Ozempic or a drug like that. I watched your videos and you motivated me to do it naturally. Down 70 pounds in a year. Fuck girl. That's what I'm goddamn talking about. That's what we do over in this motherfucker. For real. That's what we do. That's what we do with our coaching. That's what we do. Right? What? Fuck yeah. Olivia, great goddamn job. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Everybody congratulate Olivia. Block me here too, you fucking asshole. Okay. Wait, message. Whoops. Hang on. Very weird, but it is what it is. Mute user. Oops. There we go. All right. There we go. Thank you. Alan, what you just explained is the difference between healthcare and healthcare management and finance, profits over care. Exactly. 100% exactly. See. Oh, just swim. There was a study some years back that found for every woman helped by a mammogram, 8 were harmed. Yep. It's factually true. Factually true. And I don't think I missed any. Oops. You think the semaglutide made more insulin resistance after taking it. Seems I'm worse now than before. So glad I got off that poison. I'm telling you, I don't think that people realize the long-term negative effects of this shit. I just don't. I don't think people realize the long-term aspects of it. So, and I hope that people wake up to it very, very, very soon. I'm concerned for society, just to be honest, like very, very, very concerned for society, because it's gonna end up like, if this is harming a lot of people, if it's fucking them up more for the future, it's going to be very bad. Just very, very, very bad. We were already well over the tipping points. Well over the tipping points. And Melinda Gomez, I'm not trying to make anybody afraid of any medical procedure. I'm encouraging everybody to do the research on your own. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But guys, I just realized it's been over an hour. Thank you very much for joining me. One more time, if you want to get coaching from my wife or I for the next 4 months, this is the link to do so. Boom. I hope you all have a phenomenal day. Look forward to working with you. If you have a hard time staying healthy, daily communication, weekly video conferences with either my wife or myself, and you can get coached by just her if I'm not your cup of tea. But I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. I might be on live sometime this weekend. I might not. I don't know. It depends. The weekends I kind of leave up for like just to see what happens. So I hope you all have a great day. God dang.